Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. Conversations with leading experts in business. And I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Today, I have a wonderful guest, Brenda Dempsey. Brenda is a publisher, author, speaker, and a coach. And our topic today is helping people share their vision, mission through books. Brenda, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for inviting me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today, Brenda. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Brenda is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. So let's get started with the show. Brenda, can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
Thank you, Mark. Sure. I've been on this planet, it's my birthday today, so that's great. This is a great celebration for me. So in that time, I've been, I was married young, I was in an abusive relationship. While I was in my final year of doing my teaching degree, I found myself homeless with 4 children, and could say that I definitely have resiliency in bucket loads. So this I can attitude that got me through all my life up to the point when I became a teacher in my mid-30s, definitely had the I can attitude stamped all over it. And this is something that I feel very, very passionate about. And so I became a teacher. That got me heavily involved in helping people communicate better, help people write, read, all of those things. I worked with children from the ages of 5 right up to 19 in the span of 25 years. So that gave me a great insight into helping people communicate better. It gave me great insight into leadership. And it just grew within me this need to be a leader on a bigger stage. So after having been a teacher for 25 years, I was on this self-development path. I'd become a coach. I was coaching as part of my leadership. I'd been trained in education, but I outgrew teaching, which was an absolute shock for me because I'd wanted to be a teacher since I was 6. However, I did have a vision that I would be able to help more people. So I left in January 2016. So that's 5 years ago now. And I became a coach, and I was doing all sorts of work within that. I created a charity within that time frame as well, helping homeless and vulnerable women from abusive relationships. And then it was last year, I was involved more and more with books. I'd become an international bestseller, and I'd been in about 5 books. I've written 2 of my own. I'm in the middle of doing another one. I've got another 2 for this year coming out. And then more and more people came to me because they knew I was involved in books and asked me, could I publish their books? And I thought, no, I don't publish books. Well, can you help me write a book? Yeah, I can certainly help you write a book. I know how to do that very well, and but more and more people kept asking me to become a publisher. So do you know what? Lockdown came last year, and in the end of April, I sat here one day and my partner was saying to me, and why don't you just do the books? Why don't you just do the books and not worry about too much about the coaching? And I thought, no, I don't really want to do that because I love coaching. I love bringing the brilliance out in people. But lo and behold, but 22nd of June, 2020, I launched my publishing business because I thought, God, I can do so much with supporting people realise their own dreams, and we can create ripple effects, because I'm big on values, vision and mission, and everything I do begins at values, vision and mission. And here was a great opportunity to work with other amazing people who have great vision and mission and messages to get out into the world. And this was my absolute purpose, to help them shine, help them realise their own purpose through writing a book, through using their journey, through the philosophy and all the lessons they've learned and all that they've been taught in their lifetime, and create a legacy. Well, I thought, that's what I'm about. Now, through books and spotlighting people, I get to do the same. So that's brought me to where I am now. So we've 10 authors. We've in 6 months, we've got our first author became a bestseller, and that's brilliant. And we've got another 7 books to launch this year, and already in January I have at least 15 people to interview about books. So we are going from strength to strength.
Yes, and excuse me, I can hear the passion for what you do, Brenda. That really does shine through, and it's nice to hear you have supported people through charity as well. That's a great way to give back. Yes. And I have seen some of your authors. I've actually interviewed some of them, Brenda. You really do great books, real quality, and you're really helping your clients to go on to build great success. And I know that is really rewarding for you. Who are your customers? What is your client? What do they look like?
So, Book Brilliance Publishing's clients are authors or entrepreneurs and speakers who want to become an author. Because I say this, Mark, if you're an author, you need to be a speaker and an entrepreneur, because you have to grow a business around that book. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to have a book and speak on stage and share your message.
Yes.
And which one have I missed out? And if you are a speaker, you also need a book and grow a business around that book. And what I love about you and you talk about brilliance business, and you know what, we've not come together by chance, because I talk about business brilliance. So I think it's just so wonderful, because we love bringing the brilliance out in people. We love spotlighting them, and we love seeing them shine and grow and expand and bring amazing messages to the world. So people like us, we're very privileged that others trust us so much and come to us and share such deep stories and wounds, because there's nothing, because my own life's been filled with lots of adversity. I love helping others with the resiliency and show them that with their adversity there's opportunity. And there's that opportunity to grow and shine and share those lessons and that learning. That's why we're all here. If you've gone through something, share that story, because you'll give hope and you'll give permission to someone else to find the courage to share their own. Because there's so many people that we work with, that are frightened to say anything and share the story, and a lot of it's cultural background as well. So our clients are mainly speakers, authors and entrepreneurs who have got a great message to share, and that includes children's books, because I would say, I love the number 3. So I would say we're specialists in non-fiction. So that's business books, self-development books, and children's books, because of my teaching career, and also anthologies, because I've had great success and I know what makes a successful anthology and I know the power within them. So if you are someone who fits that, then we really do need to talk, because we say it's a beyond book. It's not the book. It's what do you do with the book once you've got it. So we need people like you, Mark, to help, new authors, aspiring authors, speakers, entrepreneurs share their message, and get that out into the world. So yeah, that's who I would say is BBP's ideal clients.
And I loved your point on, if you're a speaker or an entrepreneur, you need a book, or if you're an author, you need to speak, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's so true. All of those things, all of those hats that we wear, they do revolve around having a book. I know when I first started speaking, one of my books was a priority. Right at the beginning, it was a priority that I get that book so that I have got some kind of product. And you build everything around that book. You can
absolutely
do coaching programs.
Yep.
You can make mini courses out of it. You can use parts of the book as content for your social media posts. There's a lot of power in a book. It isn't just about putting a book out there and getting sales. That book becomes a business. You can really build around the book on so many levels, and everyone has got some kind of story to share. So I love what you're doing, Brenda. Do you recall a specific ha-ha moment that led to the launch of your business?
I think, I think I intimated that at the start of this conversation. And the aha moment was just realising more and more people were coming to me. And here was the universe, because I'm a great believer in the law of attraction, and that the universe brings us the opportunities. It's up to us whether we walk through the door. So here was me resisting books, even though I was an author. But taking them to the next level of becoming a publisher. And the funny thing is, I had an opportunity to work with a publisher for about 2 years, and I didn't know that was my training ground because it was never my intention to become a publisher at that point. My intention with working with that particular publisher was to help them with their business. And but lo and behold, I had an opportunity, and the absolute perfect people were right in front of me. And when I put it to them and said, look, would you come and work with me if I started a publishing company? And they were like, wow, of course, let's do it. Because we're 3 women who are on the same mission. We've got the same values, so our values are integrity, collaboration. The power of collaboration is phenomenal, and reliability. And we opted for reliability as our third value because I'd heard too many stories about people being let down, being ripped off. And I thought, this cannot happen. We've got to show the world that there's absolute brilliant people out there doing brilliant jobs and want the best for you. Because that's all I've done all my life, is give the best for others. So therefore, and I've proven that with 25 years of teaching and leadership, that I always brought the best out in people. So I wanted to show the world that there are businesses out there, there's publishers out there who do what they say, that ad, what you say, it's on the tin or whatever it is,
I totally get what you're saying, Brenda. In business, some people have big integrity. They come from the heart. They over-deliver. They want the best for their clients. But unfortunately, there are sharks out there, and not everyone is nice. And I totally get what you're saying there, that it just shines through how you are about the client and supporting that journey. Am I right in your thinking there?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we are overgivers. We've learned that in the first 6 months. So we've been analysing everything, you know, getting data. So I have a saying, are you a woman in business or you're a businesswoman, or are you a man in business or you're a businessman? Because there's a difference. Because I played at being a woman in business in the beginning. So I was trying to have a business, but not really going about it in the right way, which was actually quite shocking considering I knew what to do. But I just wasn't applying what I knew. And then all of a sudden with the publishing, I'm now a businesswoman. So, you know, you have to find the balance between giving. So it's about added value.
Yes, I agree.
It's added value options. And it's something I've always known about in education, what's added value. But I wasn't applying it. So now this year we're looking at our added value. Because we do have to rein in a little, because we were getting way more than what we were charging for. And I'm always an overgiver, and that will always be the case. But there's giving and there's giving, if you understand what I mean.
I get that. And
so if we focus on the added value, we can guarantee you will still get way more and exceptional value for your investment in publishing your book.
I think in the beginning as well, when we're all first starting our businesses, we all do overgive and overgive, and that's how we learn the correct balance and get it right. Yeah. And I know, Brenda, that you'll still be overgiving no matter what as well. Now, I would like to know, what sets your business apart and what unique need are you filling for your clients and customers?
Well, for us, it's what's unique. So I think what's unique is the level of integrity that we have. I think it's the business acumen that we are developing that puts our clients at the heart of what we do. Because when we fulfill their desires, their dreams, their goals, then I have a saying, we achieve success together. Their success is my success. And if they're not happy and they're not being successful, guess what, Mark? Neither am I. So my the authors and the clients, no matter whether they come just for a small part of a service. So, for example, I will work with clients who just want to get the structure of a book and then they go away and they write it, or they want to know more about values, vision and mission. It doesn't matter whether they come for the whole journey or part of a journey. You know, it's about that collaborative process. I am such a great ambassador for collaboration, because, you know, we can go fast ourselves, but we go further when we come together. And when an author comes with their genius, their gifts, their vision, their missions, and we come with we navigate. So we talk about that they're in the driving seat and we navigate. So we come with our expertise, so we can guide them and show them what's at the top end and what's top quality. I had a conversation yesterday with someone who's had a traditional publishing deal and works in marketing and is a best-selling author, like Times in China and worldwide. And, you know, and what she was saying, because we're talking about having all these strategies and structure in place and systems in place, that sets us apart from other smaller publishers, because I learned all that as in education. You can't run a school without structure, systems and strategy, and I call that the 3S of success. So I think my energy, my passion, my insight, my expertise and knowledge, my intuition, which I use a lot with my clients, really sets us apart, because we want to be the best in our field. So I want the best for us, I want the best for my clients, and together we will create a huge ripple effect in the world, putting out positive energy and making not just a difference, but a significant difference to the lives of the people we touch.
And you're already making such a big ripple effect. I know your authors are super thrilled with how their launches are going. I've had the pleasure of working with some of them. Could you just go a little bit more in detail, Brenda, of the service and the products that you provide your clients?
Sure, Mark. So we have 3 levels of author. We have creative author, we have business author, and we have career author. And each of those different types of author require more support in achieving their vision and their mission and sharing their message. So we ask all these questions right at the start before we even get started on the book. There's a lot of coaching in the beginning to make sure we've got clarity. Clarity is huge, because how can you be brilliant if you're not clear? So having clarity is important. So we step out, as I said, starting with values, vision and mission, because when you have great awareness around all of that, it brings clarity. It just allows you to grow with ease and with grace. It's high emotional intelligence. You make great decisions and you can stick to them. So indecisiveness goes. But what I've learned a lot, Mark, around all of these conversations we have in the beginning, these coaching conversations, is it not only gives the author clarity around what's going in their book, but actually clarifies their business. Because sometimes they come and they think they know what's going on in their business, but by the time we've done golden thread exercises and we're looking at the key learning in these and how that fits into the philosophy that we want to put into the book that makes their books practical for the reader, that is so key for them. They get greater clarity around the ideal readers, the ideal client. They get business structure. They're looking at what the signature program would be based on the book. You've already alluded to this. So we go into that depth. And then once they have that clarity, they can write the book with ease, because what will be a signature of Book Brilliance Publishing's books is that they will be very, very clear for the reader, and they are designed in such a way with subheadings, with images, with quotes, with diagrams, with case studies, with their own story. So people, they're what I call dip in and outable books. And people like that, because you might have a problem in your business or in your life on a particular thing. You can go, oh, that book I'm reading, oh, there's a section on, and you can go right to the point you need to read. You don't need to faff going through your book. It makes it more engaging for the reader. Rapport is built quicker and deeply. And of course, then people want to know more about you, because they think, well, if this person's so clear on this book and it's detailed and it's given me such great value, I need to know more. Yes. So it's filled with all the links that your reader could need to move the author on to attracting their clients, to getting their clients work with them. So links to their website, their social media, to programs, all of that. But with a book, as you said, you get a signature program, you get a signature talk. And from that, you can create there's 360 degrees. But of course, if you believe in the law of attraction and universe, everything's limitless. I
do.
Yeah. So it becomes limitless, and this is what I can show them. And I think because I've been an educator and a leader, I have great clarity and great vision myself on what makes an author great, what makes a great business, and how to be a great speaker.
Now, I know already, Brenda, you've got lots and lots of success stories. I am going to ask you for just one that really stands out to you.
So in terms of publishing, actually my first author is standing out, because I had known her a few years. We had been on a trip to Malawi together, and her and I were like two peas in a pod. We're passionate about what we do. We're passionate about making a difference. So when she came to us with her story, you know, it was fragmented. She wasn't sure quite how to put it together, but she was so teachable, so coachable, and so proactive herself, you know. So the conversations were great, and, you know, the collaboration was wonderful, and she went away and she would do what was asked of her and more, and she didn't give up when things weren't right. She went, no, it still doesn't feel right. Let's have a look again. What else could we do? So when someone comes with that attitude, they can't help but be absolutely successful. And we had a great launch, we had a very successful launch. She'd been trying to get on BBC Radio, and on the day of her launch, she got on BBC Radio. And, you know, she's been invited overseas to talk because of her book, not because they knew her, but it was because of the book. And so when I see that in my clients, that stands out. She became a number one bestseller as well. She just threw herself into it. And it's quite daunting, the amount of energy you have to expend to have a high level of success, particularly in the beginning when you're building momentum. And she did everything in her power. She didn't let the gauntlet down at all. She picked it up and she just rode, what do I need to do now? What's next? Tell me what I need to do now. So, and from that, she's learned. So, you know, her future book, she'll know what she's, what's involved, and she'll be able to do a lot more independently. And that's what it's about. I don't want people to rely on me. And I know in the beginning they do rely on me a lot, but it's like any child that goes to school. When they first go to school, they do rely a lot on their teachers. And by the time they're getting to 9 and 10, a lot of them have got little entrepreneurial mindsets, and they go away and they learn for themselves. So bright kids will learn despite teaching. You know, so you look at your bell curve there. So this author of mine is one of those entrepreneurs who is so magnetized to her vision and mission that she will do whatever it takes with love, positivity, optimism to achieve it.
I do love a success story, Brenda, and you work with your clients very focused. You're putting lots of energy there, lots of hard work. And then when you get those kind of results, like the client becomes a number one best-selling author, they're being interviewed on BBC Radio, that is what makes it worthwhile. I just love a success story. Brenda, I have truly enjoyed our conversation today. My last question before we finish the show: if there's anyone out there that is wanting to publish a book, or they have some questions about sharing their message, their story, and they think a book would be a great way of doing that, if people are in business, authors, speakers, coaches, and they think the book is the next way for them to move forward, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
So, two ways I always say, Mark. The website, which is bookbrilliancepublishing.com, where they can find our phone number, emails, and a contact forum and scheduler, and so they can connect with us there. They can find out more about us there, our success, what we offer. And also, if you just look for Brenda Dempsey on social media, I do pop up first. And so you'll find me on LinkedIn, you'll find me on Twitter, and you'll also find me on Facebook. So that's the best ways people can connect with me.
And I will be sure to make sure that the link is in the article section of this interview, so it's easy for people to find you and connect with you. Brenda, thank you so much for being on the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you very much for having me today, Mark. You've made my birthday.
Well, I'm happy I've made your birthday, and it's my pleasure. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show, conversations with leading experts in business.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.